It's time to mock the mock drafts. And in this video, we're going to show you what the experts have the Detroit Lions taking with that 7th pick. I've done a video like this before, so this is 2.0. What is the trends taking place for all these mock drafts from the Mel Kipers, from the Todd McShays, from the Dave Birketts? In this video, we're going to break it down and give you an idea of what they think the Lions going to do with that 7th pick. What's going on YouTube, and welcome to Detroit Lions Talk with MicroMike. We talk all things Detroit Lions news, rumors, analysis, breakdown, and everything regarding our franchise. In this video, we're going to break down the mocks from the experts who believe in what the Lions are going to do with that 7th pick. It's always important to see what the trends are. What do they think? Last time we did this video, what were they thinking then? What are they thinking now with all the new moves that they made with that blockbuster trade? Everything going forward. Before we get into all that, though, make sure you like this video. The more likes you get, the more chance that the video gets out. It's free. That's how you can support the channel. Now, the first time I did this video, again, it was before that blockbuster trade that had the San Francisco 49ers moving from 12 to 3 and then the Dolphins from 3 to 12 to 6. Now, with all that stuff done, we have a new order of what the experts think. And let's start with Penei Sewell. Albert Breer from Sports Illustrated believes the Detroit Lions going to select Penei Sewell with that 7th pick. He feels now with that trade taking place that quarterbacks are going to go early in this draft. 1, 2, 3, and possibly 4. And if quarterbacks do go early, it is very possible that the likes of Penei Sewell could fall to the Detroit Lions. Now, early on in this process, it seemed extremely unlikely a talent such as Penei Sewell could fall to the Lions. Why? Because he's very talented. He's the best offensive lineman prospect. He's probably the best non-quarterback in this draft. And how on planet Earth could a player with his talents fall to the Lions at 7? Well, again, if quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3, and possibly 4, you're going to have a talent like a Penei Sewell fall because you have teams such as the Cincinnati Bengals who may covet a Kyle Pitts or a Jamar Chase, and same with the Miami Dolphins, thus resulting in a Penei Sewell falling to the Lions at 7. Now, if he's there at 7, that would be a fantastic pick for the Lions. He is a very good offensive lineman, one of the best that I've seen in a couple of years. Comment, should the Detroit Lions decide to trade back from 7, would you like that scenario if the Lions trade it back? Let me know in the comment section. Why for yes and for no? Why if you want to trade back, and for no if you just want to stay and take the player? I want to hear from you. He would solidify the right side of the Lions and do something that we haven't done since Barry Sanders. Be able to run the football. You'd have a dominant offensive line. You would. Taylor Decker, Frank Ragnow, Jonah Jackson, Penei Sewell, and we heard what Dan Campbell said in the press conference. He would like to see Halapoulivaati Vaitai as a guard, so it does make sense. Again, are you going to go into the year with Terrell Crosby as your starter? Probably not. And if he's available, you can solidify that offensive line, protect Jared Goff, because again, in our offense, we're going to be doing a lot of play action pass, deep passes with deep routes of the works of Tyrell Williams and Brashard Perryman, and you got to be able to protect the quarterback on these deep routes, and he is an individual that can get it done. And you may ask, how does the Lions then deal with the defense? Well, Penei Sewell would help out the defense because long sustained drives results in resting the defense, the big boys up front, and helps out both sides of the football. So it makes sense from his standpoint, and honestly, it would be a slam dunk pick right there. If Penei Sewell fell, that would be, personally, I would love this pick. Now, when it comes to Bucky Brooks of the NFL Network and Todd McShay of ESPN, they actually have the Detroit Lions selecting wide receiver Jalen Waddle in this draft. Now, Jalen Waddle, the outstanding wide receiver from Alabama, really has speed. He can get open. He's dynamic. He's one of the top 3 best wide receivers in this draft. No doubt about it. If the Lions wanted to go Jalen Waddle here, he would be an immediate upgrade to what we have at the wide receiver core. Again, Tyrell Williams, Brashard Perryman, these guys are on 1-year deals. And it's not like they're number 1 wide receiver. Jalen Waddle will immediately become a number 1 wide receiver, and I'm sure a favorite target for Jared Goff. When you want to build a team, you got to give some sort of weapons to the quarterback, and if you don't have the weapons, you're not really going to do a whole lot. Jalen Waddle would be an immediate upgrade for this team from that standpoint. With that said, when it comes to Todd McShay, actually have Jalen Waddle being selected by the Detroit Lions with a trade back from 7 to 8, with the Carolina Panthers jumping to the number 7 spot. So it'll be interesting to see going forward what takes place. Personally, I think this would not be a bad pick. It's obviously not my favorite pick, but there's definitely options that could hurt us worse from a player standpoint. Daniel Jeremiah from NFL Network has the Detroit Lions getting Micah Parsons, the outstanding linebacker from Penn State. Micah Parsons, no doubt about it, is the best defensive player right now in this year's draft. He is very fast. We've seen it with his sub 4.5 40. Very fast, sideline to sideline. He can really get after the quarterback. No doubt about it. The issue when it comes to Micah Parsons is the off-the-field issues. Obviously, that's the issue. Is he an individual that can actually be part of the culture of the Detroit Lions? They're trying to change a culture here, and maybe they would not want to select him due to that facet. With that said, look, he would immediately upgrade the linebacking core. We're talking about Jamie Collins, Jelani Tavai, and Jalen Reeves-Maybin. He immediately makes that core much better. And that's our weakest spot on the team. No doubt about it is linebacking core. So I can see why they're selecting him. With that said, it's starting to seem like he's sliding a little bit. Not 100% sure what's going on there, whether it be obviously the off-the-field issues. But if you're looking at big-time mock drafts, a lot of people initially, when I first did this, there was a lot of individuals who had Micah Parsons going to the Detroit Lions. Now that has dwindled a little bit. It could be from the trade. It could be some other issues. But to me, he definitely would be a good pick. I would not be upset if they selected Micah Parsons. I would totally get it, and I would understand why they would take him. Who do you want in this draft? I'm going to make this the pinned comment. So the pinned comment is the comment that I pinned, and I want to know, what player would you like in this draft? Could it be Penei Sewell? Could it be Devonta Smith? Could it be Micah Parsons? Could be somebody else. Let me know in the comment section who you covet the Detroit Lions to select in the first round. Now, this one's probably going to be the most controversial pick here, and Colin Cowherd from Fox and our own Dave Birkett of the Detroit Free Press has the Detroit Lions selecting Kyle Pitts, the tight end from Florida. I can already see the shaking heads right now in the sighs. Why? Because we just took a tight end a couple years ago in TJ Hockenson. And if the Detroit Lions take another tight end again, I tell you what, I think the fan base would not be happy. But when a Dave Birkett says the Detroit Lions could take a Kyle Pitts, you have to say, okay, it's possible now because he is close to the organization. Kyle Pitts has got some insane wingspan. He's very fast. He's a multi-dimensional offensive weapon that can be used as a tight end and potentially move to wide receiver. He would definitely shake things up for the Detroit Lions regarding that. Also, our head coach is a tight end, so there could be some familiarity in wanting to get a double tight end set to really wreak havoc upon defenses. I would understand the falling in love with Kyle Pitts from teams. Like, he's got a lot of abilities that a lot of teams would covet. With that said, I just personally don't think it'd be a good fit here for the Detroit Lions. Why? Because we just took a tight end, and I think we do have more needs that could help out. We could get a wide receiver that's actually played wide receiver, get offensive lineman that's actually can solidify the line, or if you go linebacker as well, I think there's multiple needs, and this would be a get that would help the offense. I just feel it would somewhat be not a perfect fit, and I personally would like to go somewhere else in this draft, but it's very possible they could select him, so I added him on here because, again, Dave Birkett said it. Now, Mel Kiper Jr. from ESPN and Ryan Wilson from CBS Sports has the Detroit Lions getting Devonta Smith, the speedy wide receiver out of Alabama, the guy who just breaks records. Look, when it comes to Devonta Smith, he can get separation. He's a dynamic playmaker. No doubt about it. He can stretch the field. He can make life easy for Jared Goff and really help out Tyrell Williams and Brashard Perryman because he would dominate with individuals probably doing double teams trying to slow him down. With all that said, I think it's also important to understand that he's 170 pounds at 6'1". That does concern me. And when you have Jalen Waddle and Jamar Chase, other wide receivers out there who's a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger, just from a size to weight ratio, it would make a little more sense to go in another direction. Look, no doubt about it, he's never was injured in college due to his weight. He wasn't. He was always staying healthy. But the NFL is a little bit different when you're dealing with getting in the middle and taking hits from these big linebackers and taking hits from safeties. It's a little bit different. And my concern is he could really get beat up quick with not much meat around the bones. It could be a liability. And I think with the 7th pick, you can't make a mistake here. It has to be the right player. It has to be a good fit. It has to be someone that you can depend on. And my concerns is potentially he could get injured down the road. Now, it may be completely off balance. He may be perfect in the NFL, and he definitely could be. With that said, it does concern me. Folks, make sure you hit that like button. It's free. You can support the channel. It's easy. Just smash that like button real quick. It gets the video out, and we're trying to get the information out to the Pride Nation. The more we get out, the better. The more individuals we can connect with. So smash that like button. Matthew Valdanos, Josh Edwards from CBS Sports, and Mike Renner for Pro Football Focus has the Detroit Lions taking wide receiver Jamar Chase out of LSU. Now, personally, and on my board, and I'm sure on many other people's boards, he is the #1 wide receiver. He's got a nice size. He's got great speed. We've seen it in his pro day. He's versatile. He can contested catches, and he can get open. He would be a great piece for the Detroit Lions. We have a hole at wide receiver. We got a bunch of guys on one-year deals who are not #1s. Jamar Chase is a #1, and no doubt about it, he would be a fantastic player for the Lions offense, giving Jared Goff a weapon, a much-needed weapon, to continue to thrive after losing Kenny Golladay into free agency. With that said, I don't think he's going to be available, in all honesty. I think that the Cincinnati Bengals could potentially take him, as well as the Miami Dolphins. Why? Because they need wide receiver help, and they want to get a weapon for their young quarterbacks. And I could definitely see him being gone before the Lions pick, so I can understand why a lot of people think that he could go to Detroit. But in my personal opinion, I don't think he's going to be available. I think it would be a great pick, no doubt about it. And it'd be awesome if we have the chance to select him. I just don't think he's going to be on the board. But again, this would be a good pickup in my opinion. We'll see what takes place with the NFL draft going forward. I just don't think he's going to be available. In the upcoming videos, folks, you need to hit my notification bell because I'm dropping videos every single day. It could be sporadic. Who knows? But you make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. And obviously, on Thursday, we get the One Pride podcast on my channel at 6:30 p.m. EST live mailbag show. If you got questions, I have answers. All you got to do is type it out, and we will answer it for you. It's really fun. Make sure you're there on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Also, on Tuesday, Spiked Kool-Aid hosted by the Gridiron Blitz at 7 p.m. Guess what? You can call in and ask us personally because he does call-ins, so make sure you're there. It's a more heated show. It's a debate show. It's really fun. Enjoy it. See you on Tuesday. And, of course, on Wednesday, we got Necessary Roughness hosted by Troxel Sports Talk at 7 p.m., a comedy NFL show. We just shoot the S, have a good time, make sure you're there, and enjoy it.